a white-collar fraudster, you have to understand the concept of fraud. And I think you guys, or like the audience, like I did a podcast with Matt, and people were going, what did he do that is wrong? I bought my house like that. And I'm like, listen, first of all, don't be saying that, okay, because you broke the law. And second of all, fraud is such a weird concept to understand. Because if you lie, it's not really fraud. Like I told you, my name is Juan, and we do this podcast. And tomorrow you find out my name is Jose. Well, I didn't commit fraud. I just lied. But if you sold product because my name was Juan, and then your vendors come after you because they find out my name is Jose, then you suffer damages. And that's the problem. So as long as the banks were getting paid and everybody was making money, everybody was happy. Mm-hmm. So the banks are not lending any money. I get a call from this guy. He says, man, I have 180 apartments. I need to sell them out. I said, okay, I'm going in. Whoop. And I look at the apartments and I go, how much are you selling them for? 150,000. I said, can I sell them for 300,000? He said, yeah. How are you going to do that? I said, don't worry about it. I got to increase the value of this apartment complex to 300,000. How much do you want out of each apartment? They said 150,000. I said, okay, so the other 150,000 I can use for whatever I want. And he said, yeah, I don't care. I said, all right, that's fine. So what I would do is I will take 2 or 3 apartments and do a fake closing on them. So I will register a buyer. It will show a price of 300,000, and then I will get an appraiser and say, listen, can you appraise this apartment for 300,000? These are the comps. So he will use those apartments and increase the value. And then I will take buyers and I will tell them, don't worry about it. If you don't have the down payment, I'll give it to you. It's 300,000. The down payment is 20%, so it's 60,000. And on top of that, I'm going to give you 80,000 for you to take home on the closing table. And they were loving it.
Weren't they suspicious of that though?
The clients or the bank?
The people that are buying it. Like if someone's coming to you, is trying to sell
what
you
do they care? Most people, if you told them, look, I'm going to give you $100,000 and I'm going to ruin your credit. So you're going to have to you might have to claim bankruptcy. Your credit's going to be ruined, but you get $100,000. 99% of people will go, absolutely, no problem. I'll take it for $100,000. Like, when's a regular guy from Walmart who works at Walmart gonna get $100,000?
Where you're getting your buyers from is the key.
It could be any person, doesn't matter.
Right. Even if they're suspicious, they think they're getting over on you. Like they're like, oh yeah, I'll do that. Like, oh my God, I hope he doesn't figure out that this doesn't make sense.
Well, you know what the main problem we had? People will come and say, listen, can I buy 5? And you'll give me like 80,000 for each? And I'll be like, well, I cannot give you 80,000 for each. But if you buy 5, you probably get about 60, maybe 50 each.
You do 1 owner occupied and 4 investment properties, which means you need a larger down payment, but I can still get your money back.
So you get $250,000. So they say, okay, I want to buy 5. Or you'll do like a shotgun closing. Yeah. You close them all at the same time. And they're all owner occupied.
I've done 6. No, I did 8 owner occupied duplexes one time. She didn't move into one of them.
Jesus.
For a Hillsborough County sheriff's deputy's wife. Sorry.
And what's crazy is back on those days, which is what's happening right now, you didn't have to close in the title company. So you will walk away with like 5, priority mail envelopes, and you'll be like, okay, sign here. So, boom, notarized. Okay, now sign this one. Now sign this one. Now sign. Congratulations, you own 5 apartments. You take it back to the title company. They close it. They'll send you the check. So it was insane. And like that, I sold $39 million worth of real estate in one project.
How long did that take?
Probably about 2 months.
Damn.
Maybe 2 to 3 months. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So everything is fine. People are paying their mortgage. Everybody's happy. The bank's happy. I'm happy. The developers are happy. Then one day, banks stop lending and the property starts going down.
2008?
Going down. 2006.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Going down, and people stop paying their mortgages. I get a letter saying, listen, you have 40 apartments in the project that you sold going on foreclosure. I said, well, 40, that means 140 are still good. All right, there's properties going on foreclosure everywhere in the United States anyway.
That's a huge percentage.
Then I get another letter, and it's like, listen, dude, you have 80 apartments on foreclosure right now. And I'm like, well, The economy is hurting. These guys are probably hurting.
That's not my fault.
They'll pay it back. They'll catch up with their loans, you know. Then I get a letter saying, listen, 160 apartments are on foreclosure. Like, nobody's paying their freaking mortgage. Like
who is writing you these letters? The
Fannie
property?
Mae, Freddie Mac,
okay.
Banks, the title company, because now they're going after the title companies going, listen, where are these people?
Yeah, where's
you
the
know,
where's the W-2s at?
Mortgage brokers. I mean, everybody. They're pointing the finger at everybody, and everything's going back at me. And the last person that contacted me about those apartments was the federal government. And they said, dude, you sold 180 apartments? Yeah, they're all in foreclosure. Like, nobody's paying their mortgage in there. And the apartments are worth about $39,000 right now. So
Did you tell him you felt bad about that? Nobody feels worse about that than me.
I was broken hearted.
But
what really broke my heart is when the prosecutor said, and you know where I live? A mile from that apartment complex. So my house value went to shit because of you. And I said, well, you know.
You should move.
It wasn't because of me, because I didn't sell you your house, but you should have gotten cash back when you could.
How much cash back did you get?
Listen, it's not too late.
I could have got you a better deal.
I could have gotten you 5 apartments and you could have paid off your house.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you anticipate any of this happening? Did you anticipate these people maybe one day wouldn't be able to pay their mortgages because obviously you didn't check their income or you didn't give a shit?
I didn't check anything.
Right.
We used to have what's called the mirror test. And I used to tell them, listen, put a mirror in their face. If it steams up, you got a buyer. He's alive. He's breathing. You got a buyer.
He's got a pulse.
Yeah, let's put him on black and white, you know?
That's hilarious.
And I had like these beautiful women on the sales center. So guys will walk in and they will be like, well,
Feeling
you know,
good.
you can really get 3 apartments. I mean, your credit is good. And they will be like, well, okay. Yeah. And they will, you know. So I had a whole setup. So did I think it was going to happen? I don't know what Matt's opinion is on this, but I think when you're on that roll, it's such an adrenaline rush and you're kind of like getting away with things and that you start justifying what you're doing.
You can become emboldened too. Every time there's a problem and you handle it, what's the big deal? You're making that much money. There's an issue. You make a couple of phone calls. It gets handled. So what? It's just the problem is when it starts coming in so fast, you can't handle the problems anymore. You just don't anticipate it.
And a crime is a crime. And I think sometimes, you know, like people hear us talking and they're like, man, somebody told me the other day, oh, you went to this guy's podcast and you're glorifying crime. And I said, man, I'm not glorifying crime, but a crime is crime. You know?
Well, so nobody wants to hear you cry. Nobody wants to see me sit here and cry. I feel so bad. I'm so sorry, and it's so bad. Well, I went to prison. It was 15 years ago.
And he cried every day in prison because I heard him. So, you know. But it's like the guy that goes to Publix every day and steals tweet. Man, after a couple of years, he's going to ask you, listen, you want to barbecue something? Yeah, let me go to Publix and get some steaks. That's what he does for a living. He steals shit. That's what I did. So to me, it was normal.
Yeah, you had become numb to it by that point.